Namaste Gurukulians. So today we will do the remaining part of the chapter Habitat of the Living. Okay. Last time, as I have told you, that we will discuss the various categories of the terrestrial habitat, right? And I have told you that the various four categories of this terrestrial habitat were forest, grasslands, mountain regions, okay, deserts. So these are the various categories. Today we will discuss about the main first two categories, that is forest and grasslands, right? Yes. First is we will discuss about that how these forests are. Forests are covered with plants and trees, while the grasslands, they are covered with, you can say, shrubs and grasses, right? So they are covered with plants and trees. P&T means plants and trees, and they are covered, grasslands, they are covered with shrubs and grasses, right? So here if we talk about the various plants and the trees which are living in this habitat forest, they are, firstly let's talk about the plants. We have orchid, right, mango, maple, teak, okay, and so on, these kind of plants. And animals that can be in forest, like for example macaws, hornbills, right, pythons, monkeys, fox, tiger, okay, all these animals can be found in forest. So mainly I have written about what kind of plants and animals we find in forest, okay. The same we will write in case of grasslands, okay. In case of grasslands, what kind of plants? I have already told you, that is grass and shrub, okay. And if we talk about animals, yes, animals living in grassland, they will be, like you can say, lizard, okay, it can be lion, tiger also, right, and then next giraffe, okay. So these are sloths, insects, all these animals live on grasslands, okay. So the very first thing when we are discussing any type of habitat, we should know what kind of plants and animals we will find in that habitat, right. The next we will learn mainly about adaptations, right. Here also we will talk about adaptation. So as in case of adaptation, you know, adaptation means the features that helps the animal to survive in its habitat, okay. Those features actually help them in adaptation, okay. So these plants and animals are having which kind of feature because of which they can live or they can survive in forest, because forest further is of various categories. For example, rainforest are there, okay. So in rainforest 95% time it just rains over there, right. So that means if it is raining continuously, then the plants and their leaves must have got rotten, okay, because of the water stagnation over there, okay. So that means what kind of feature extra they are having because of which they are able to survive in rainforest as well. So that is what we will say first. Firstly, we will discuss the adaptation. In the same as well, we will discuss the adaptations by animals and adaptations by plants, right? So here we will talk about the adaptation of animals, and here adaptations by plants. So what plants have? These plants in forest have special type of tips, okay? Dear students, these tips are called as drip tips. Drip means to drip off the water which is falling in the form of rain over there, just to run off the water quickly so that it don't get stagnant over there, okay? It don't rotten the plant, okay? So to avoid the plant from rotting, what we do, we just these plants have tips called as special tips which we call drip tips, okay? So the very first thing, these plants have drip tips, okay? So drip tips actually avoid the plant from rotting, okay? We can say this drip tip avoid from rotting. And next, they have special tips called, or you can say special leaves called as needle shaped leaves. So what is the function of needle shaped leaves? Needle shaped leaves actually prevents loss of water, right? So this is how these plants living in forest, because of the adaptation which they follow, because of the features which they are having, are able to survive either in rainforest or in temperate forest, right? So in temperate forest, the plants like pine trees, they are having needle shaped leaves to prevent loss of water, right? And in rainforest, these special tips called as drip tips avoid rotting, okay? So this protect the plants from rotting. So they have the special tips called as drip tips. So these are the adaptations followed by plants. Now let's come to the animals. In case of animals, what adaptations are being used by these animals? We have the animals like macaw, hornbills, pythons, okay, monkey, lizards. So these animals actually have a special feature which we call camouflage. Camouflage. What happens with this feature? What they do? Camouflage, actually firstly you should know about the meaning of this term camouflage. Camouflage means their color is getting mixed with the surroundings, okay? Blending of body color with the surroundings is known as camouflage, okay? So these animals shows camouflage. That means their body colors get mixed with the surroundings. And if their color or their shape get mixed with the surroundings, what will happen? You will not able to recognize easily that some animal or some insect is sitting over there, right? So this is followed by sloth, insects like the stick insect or leaf insect. They follow this adaptation camouflage, okay? That means their body color get mixed with the surrounding, and with this ability, with this extra feature, they actually protect themselves from the enemies, right? So this is what happens in case of animals, okay, by showing camouflage, that they are not recognized by their predators and they are protecting themselves from their enemies, right students? So this is all about forest. We have discussed that these are covered with plants and trees, plants like this, animals like macaws, hornbills, pythons, monkeys, tigers, etc. Adaptations we have to discuss for both, for plants as well as for animals. In case of plants, we will say they are having drip tips, they are having needle-shaped leaves. In case of adaptation by animals, we will say they show camouflage by which they can protect themselves from their enemies, right? So let's move to the topic. Let me rub this actually for the forest, because otherwise the next topic, that is grassland, will not appear to you in a better way, right? The things will get mixed and you will not be able to have a better understanding. So let me describe this adaptation topic here, right, so that the things can be more clear to you. So here I am going to talk about the adaptations in grasslands, right? That these animals or these plants living in grasslands, what kind of adaptation they are following, right? So adaptations in grasslands, that means again we will discuss it for both, that is for plants, adaptations shown by plants and adaptations shown by animals. Yes. So plants, if we'll talk about plants, they are having deep spread out roots to absorb water, even in times of scarcity. Now again, students may get confused with the word scarcity. That what scarcity means? Scarcity means shortage, okay? So when the plants are falling shortage of water, okay, in that time, to absorb the water from the deeper area, these plants are actually provided with deep spread out roots, okay? So this is the adaptation of the plants living or surviving in grasslands, right? Next, they are having, we can say, they are having flexible stalks, right? Their stalks are flexible. Like the giraffe is having long neck and it just moves the stalks, right, with the help of its body. So their stalk is flexible. They just move the branches, okay, to eat them or something like. So they are having flexible stalks. The next is in case of animals. In case of animals, I have already told you that lizard, lion, tiger, giraffe, okay, these are also various other kind of animals which are living in grasslands. They actually, for example, if we take the example of deer or gazelle, right? Let me write here, deer, gazelle. Now you must have seen that the deer runs very fast, okay? So that means what they have? They have powerful limbs to run very fast so that they can protect themselves from their predators, right? In the same manner, lion actually, as they are having powerful limbs, in the same manner, lion also have powerful limbs to run fast to chase its prey, okay? Prey means शिकार, okay? जो उनका शिकार है उसको खाने के लिए it just chase that prey, okay? And shikare is predator, right? So what happens that these animals like lion and deer, I'll discuss, which have some special features, okay? These grasslands animals have some special features to live in these grasslands, okay? So what kind of features they are having? Let me tell you. We will discuss for these two animals by which you can get a clear idea. For example, lion and deer, right? So firstly, lion. Lion, most of the animals living in the grasslands, they are having brownish color. Why brownish? So that again their color gets mixed with the surroundings and they can hide themselves from their prey or from their enemies, right? So this is followed by all the grasslands and all the grassland animals almost. The next, lion, they having let me say they are having brown color to hide themselves from their prey, right? Next is they are having eyes in front. Eyes in front. Why? So that they can keep a check where their prey is running, okay, in which direction it's going. So just to keep an eagle eye on its prey, it is gifted by the eyes in front, okay. In the same manner, deer, they are having powerful limbs. Why powerful limbs? So that it can protect themselves from their enemies or from their predators. It can escape itself actually from their predators, right? So they are having powerful limbs. Then long ear to hear very small sound as well, okay? Very low sound, to hear very low sound, it's having long ear so that it can protect itself by hearing the sound of any animal if it is approaching it, right? Next, we will say they are having eyes on sides of the head. Why eyes on the sides of head? So that they can see in each and every direction whether any predator is approaching them or not, so that they can protect themselves in time, right? So these are the various adaptations followed by animals living in grasslands, followed by plants living in grasslands, okay? So that means we have discussed the two main topics, that is forest and grasslands, right? The next time we will cover up the topic mountain regions and deserts. For the time being, just read it out in your notebooks, from your books, and just if there is any query, let me ask on the WhatsApp groups. Clear? Thank you. Have a nice day.